Okay. Hello, everybody. I just want to talk about a dream that God gave me one time about an upcoming storm. It's just challenging because I've already seen a couple other people talk about this today, so I just want to make it quick. I had a dream one night about a solar event that I woke up from in a complete sweat as if I ran 3 miles. In the dream, I was in a big house somewhere in, I think, what felt like Colorado or somewhere in a rural area, which deja vu, speaking of the devil, I'm actually in the house now that what was depicted in the dream. In this house was my family, and they were all watching TV. They were watching a football game. And so that's cool. I walked outside, I went out back, and I went to the fence line, and I just remembered looking up in the sky and seeing a triangular craft like a UFO. And I was like baffled. I ran back inside to tell my family, and I tried telling them everything that I saw. I said, "Hey, I saw a triangular UFO out there. Come run, come see this with me." They were like, "No, I don't want to see that. We want to watch the football game." They pushed me away. It was really baffling to me. But anyways, I ran back outside to see where it was, and the whole entire sky was a rainbow-like color, and it was coming down from every single area from what I can see, like the northern lights, and it was coming down towards the ground. And I ran back inside again to tell everybody, and nothing. They didn't want to hear it. And I remember running down into the basement and even seeing the colors go through the basement ceiling and hit me, and then I just fell asleep. And that was it. I woke up and practically felt that was going to happen one day soon. I didn't know why. I just felt like that was going to happen. So that was a couple of years ago. Now I had a lot of spiritual meditation and insight and reflection on that dream. But realistically, what I can see now is that I have a lot of space weather data that's proving this to be true. The entire solar system is entering what's called the galactic current sheet. It's a hotter, faster vibrating part of our galaxy that kind of fan belts around the central sun. And we cyclically go through this event where we go into this hotter part of this galaxy. It's going to cause DNA changes, Earth changes. I see a lot of these CMEs coming in now, like periodically, almost weekly, and causing electroquakes and causing typhoons and storms. And it's probably going to be all the way up until 2025 where we see, the solar maximum, the worst of it. And I feel for people who are afraid right now. I've been this dream scared me to my bones. I've never in my entire life as an acrobat doing flips my whole life, I've never been petrified down to shivering to my bones. I want people to remember their faith in God. I want people to find shelter and find safety in knowing that there's other people out there that know this, that they are here and they know about it. And it's not something that we have to fear, but it's something that we can actually act upon now and galvanize people to do something. If I was to tell anybody to do anything about this event, it would be to get off grid, to get away from the coastlines, to get inland and high ground as soon as you can, maybe by land. If you can't bug out, bug in and stay safe, try and avoid earthquake zones, volcanic areas, and prepare food, water, at least 2 weeks. There will be somewhat of a martial law event. I'm pretty sure the Pentagon and all of the king's horses and all of the king's men are going to try and find some way of announcing this stuff to you. But I just want you all to know that God has chosen, to tell the stories that need to be told. And these types of things get run over by the powers that be because fear sells. And I don't want people to hear my testimony about this dream and to see what's going on and to call somebody like me a fear monger. I'd rather people see it takes a lot more character and courage to stand in the light in the midst of so much chaos, that it's better to be illuminated than it is to be unaware, because those are the people that won't make it. So yeah, if you have a faith in God, I would have a faith in yourself too. Don't forget about that. Have faith in each other, help each other out. Share this if you want to. I don't care, but just remember, one of the biggest things you can do to prepare is spiritually prepare, psychologically prepare, mentally prepare, physically prepare, but spiritually first. You got to have a good relationship with yourself and what's going on, or else it doesn't work well, right? It doesn't go down well. That's it. That was my dream. I saw what looked like a Carrington event coming our way in such a way that I would really, really, really prefer people to start considering getting off grid. Get off the grid. Stop relying on this shit. Okay? I'm serious about that. Have a plan. Have a plan. Having a plan will probably increase your likelihood of surviving this event and having a happy life after. The people that go, I'll just die in the blast, are usually the people that survive and then have nothing, then starve to death and die a painful death. Everybody dies, but you don't have to. Grow food, become a farmer, find people that do that, hire a farmer to grow food for your family. Be smart, because if you don't, just remember the story of the ant and the grasshopper. That's what brought me back to getting my land legs again after being so petrified. All right. It's like we cannot think that our ways of being can continue. And I'm not saying that as a judgment towards humanity. I mean that with as much empathy for what we're going through as possible. I just want people to understand that we have to go back to the Stone Age for a little while. And then we're going to probably have to build ourselves back up from there. But the people that do survive this event, you're in a new world now. There's going to be new continents. There's going to be new islands and so many drastic changes to the landscape. You might as well call it a new planet. Let's start practically moving in the direction of being proactive about this and not afraid. If we can just do that, more people can survive. I'm just going to give people some general things to consider about this event. If you live in a northern climate, it's going to get drastically cold annually now. All right. And here's why I can say this. Global cooling happens when all of these volcanic eruptions happen. The carbon goes up into the atmosphere, it cools everything down. All right. Not only do you have that, you have all of the extra precipitation that's coming in certain areas. You can tell some places are getting droughts and some places are getting floods. So know your local area and the weather patterns and how they're changing. I would prepare for both extreme heat and extreme cold, especially because it's going to be so drastic and ADD between the temperature changes and the fluctuations that you're going to have, massive sized pieces of hail to deal with in some areas. So maybe thinking about how strong your roof is, maybe even just getting the heck out of the region that you're in and finding a safer region to go to. That's what I ended up thinking about myself. My mom and I didn't want to deal with the climate being colder, so we went south. If you really need a movie to describe this whole event that we're living in right now, it's the movie The Day After Tomorrow. It's just not in that fashion of being so fast. It's going to be slower, but it will be long enough to where we get the hint and we can still survive this. Does that make sense? Does that's my intention personally for even doing this video. That's going, hey, we got time, but we have to prepare people's minds. We have to get them ready. We have to start taking them by the hand and letting them know these things are happening. We cannot live in denial. That's a great way to die. In God we trust, you guys. That's it. My dreams are my dreams, but you're starting to see a lot of other people have similarities in their dreams. So when you have a dream, it's yours. It's yours to keep. It's yours to share. It's whatever you want to do with it. I would just like mine to be something that shows you that God does have a plan for us. It's definitely not what we think it is. So, namaste.